Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Hey guys, so I just got home from seeing James Gunn's Superman, literally finished about 20 minutes ago, train ride home, sitting there in the carriage, just kind of processing what I've seen. First up, did I enjoy it? Yes. Big tick, a lot of fun, it was great. But did I love it? That's what I'm still thinking about. After reading all the positive buzz and seeing all these out of the theatre reactions of people just absolutely glowing about it, my expectations were probably at an unreasonable level. So going in expecting the greatest movie ever filmed, yeah, I was bound to be let down in that regard. Not saying the film was bad or I didn't enjoy it, just that what I was expecting wasn't necessarily met. So when it comes to my history with Superman, I grew up on the Christopher Reeve films. Superman 2 was the first movie I saw. My mother and father picked up a Betamax video recorder, and my neighbor lent us a pirated copy of Superman 2. They let us borrow it for a week, and I think I watched that movie 200 times back to back. It literally drove my father insane. Of course, then I had to go and track down the original movies. So I just loved Superman the movie and Superman 2 with all my heart. And then I went to see Superman 3 with one of my mates from school, loved it, and then saw Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I really did try to find something to love about that film. But, well, Christopher Reeve, right? He was my Superman for literally decades. So he was always so amazing and so captivating in that role. Of course, I grew up watching the George Reeve serial, the old black and white series when I was a kid coming home from school. Lois and Clark with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. Loved that show. Smallville. Amazing series. I watched that every week when it was airing in syndication back in the day. Never missed an episode. Bought the Blu-rays and watched them again. And of course, the latest series from the Arrowverse, Superman and Lois, starring Tyler Hoechlin and Elizabeth Tulloch. Superman and Family. Love that show too. That was some of the best Superman story and performance that we've ever seen on the screen, as far as I'm concerned. Tyler really embodied that role. Of course, we had the Snyderverse as well with Henry Cavill. I enjoyed those movies to a point. Like the first time I saw Man of Steel and BVS and Justice League, I was disappointed, but I have grown to love them on repeat viewing. So I do really appreciate Henry in the role of Superman. But yeah, was it really kind of true to who the character is? Not necessarily, but I do like it. So I'm not going to get into a whole Gunn versus Snyder war here. I'm not all about that. I enjoy the character of Superman. So, and of course, Brandon Routh in Superman Returns, directed by Bryan Singer, starring Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. That was great. Kind of a sequel to the Donner movies. Highs and lows. It started off strong, but kind of petered out for me. But I really did enjoy Brandon in that film. So coming into a brand new Superman in 2025, starring David Corenswet, directed by James Gunn. Yeah, it was definitely a very cartoony comic take. Yeah, I think that's where I kind of needed to realign my expectations, because for me, Superman films have always been best when they're a grand sweeping epic. I mean, Superman the movie was exactly that. So when we're getting a much more condensed cartoony vibe, which definitely has a lot of humor in it, but not the usual stoicism of a Christopher Reeve performance, really kind of made me feel what I was watching wasn't necessarily vibing with me. Not initially anyway. I'm definitely going to be watching this again to get a feel for the tone of the film and what Gunn was giving us. But man, I was entertained for the 2 hours it was on screen. Like, it was fun. It was funny. A lot of humor throughout. The characters were great. I mean, Rachel Brosnahan and David Corenswet had great chemistry, and you'll see most reviewers talking about that. So they made a great Clark and Lois. I feel like a lot of the characters, though, didn't really get a lot of screen time. I mean, we've had all these character one-sheets being released through the marketing with Cat Grant, Perry White, Steve Lombard, Jimmy Olsen. Like, we've got all these side characters, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern. Well, I know Gunn come into this with a tight script. Like, everything was written down, ready to go. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of stuff that was cut from the film. But I would really have liked to have seen more scenes with the Daily Planet staff, just to get to know Clark Kent in his work environment. Because honestly, and I'm going to try and keep my spoilers to a minimum, but I might go into that territory eventually. So I'll let you know when I get into it. but we didn't really get a lot of Clark Kent in the planet. So that was something that I considered was really sorely missing from the Man of Steel. Like we got Clark Kent at the very end, Welcome to the Planet. This one, we had more Clark Kent in this film than the Man of Steel, but not a lot all up. I would have loved to see that interaction at the planet. More Perry White would have been great. We get a pretty healthy dose of Jimmy Olsen, which was cool. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of these characters that we were introduced to in the marketing really weren't really given a chance to shine or to breathe on the screen. This is just me nitpicking at certain parts that I feel like could have made the film a better watch for myself personally. But as a starting point for the new DCU, yeah, it's just opened up to so much potential. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, the tone is definitely comic booky and as colorful and vibrant, and there's monsters and robots and interdimensional universes, the what do they call it, the pocket universe. So there's a lot of sci-fi elements to it, black holes, all that stuff. So yeah, Superman being Superman and saving people was really fun to watch. Parental advisory, there is a ton of shit and asshole bombs dropped through it, so there are swear words in this Superman film, so that's cool. Not by Superman himself. Well, maybe he drops one, but he's all about the goshes and the gollies more than anything else, and the darns. But there is a few S-bombs in this one, so just be aware if your kid's really young. They might be a little bit, oh, that's a new word. So I might go into spoiler territory a little bit now, so if you want to tune out and go away and watch the film, go ahead. But I'm just going to touch on a few things that you might not necessarily want to know. So get out of here if you don't want to be spoiled. Are you ready? All right. So the whole reveal of Ultraman actually being a clone of Kal-El was cool. Ultimately, this guy's going to become Bizarro, I'm assuming. The fight scenes between them were really cool. Lex Luthor had studied Superman's style of fighting so well, he could basically just give instructions to Ultraman, like A1, B2, like C3, to give fighting moves to Ultraman to take down Superman. So when the reveal came that the guy under the hood was actually a clone, that was something that was kind of like juggling around in my head anyway, because there was a big clue at the beginning when Lex Luthor, Ultraman, and the engineer rocked up to the fortress. The fortress is coded to Superman's DNA. The only way it will open is if Superman is there. So when it opened and Ultraman was in the group, you kind of know straight away, well, the Superman's DNA is here, so that guy is a clone of Superman. So where he ends up in later movies, I'm excited to see, because he kind of gets sucked into a black hole. So he might go to the square Bizarro Earth and live his best life, and then come to Earth and come back to our Earth and fight Superman again. But there was a ton of characters. Like Metamorpho was really cool. The engineer, Lex Luthor himself, Nicholas Hoult, fantastic. It was such a great menacing bad guy. Where he ends up at the end of the film, yeah, I'm kind of excited to see where he goes with that one. And also we had a cameo from John Cena as the Peacemaker in an interview on screen. So that was cool, like literally 30 seconds. And Millie Alcock turned up as Supergirl at the very end of the film to get her dog. Thanks for looking after him. See you later, bitch. So yeah, she's kind of she was drunk, and it's explained by Superman that she loves going to planets with a red sun so she could just party and drink and have a great time, because Kryptonians on Earth with a yellow sun can't get drunk. That wasn't too much of a surprise, because that's basically the story of Supergirl's journey in Supergirl, the Woman of Tomorrow, in her movie. She's just a party girl. So yeah, it was nice seeing her. But overall, yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was cool. I definitely need to do a rewatch. I am excited to see where the DCU goes from here. I cannot wait for the Supergirl film next year. But yeah, I just need to process it more and get my feelings around it, because like I said, growing up with the Christopher Reeve films, yeah, that's just my Superman. It was just a grand, sweeping, epic, giant film. So to have and that's what I guess that's what it is. It kind of felt smaller for me. Like it was a good story. But as people have been saying, it's very much like a Superman animated story on the big screen, and that's totally fine. Like, I'm going to watch this film a billion times, I'm sure, because I love the character of Superman. As a young adopted kid, it really resonated with me that this guy who came from another planet, also adopted by this loving family, to be given the best shot at life and to be given a real opportunity to grow and to shine and to be given great advice and just given great opportunities in life. So that was my in with this character. I just adored him as a child because, I could have been from Krypton. Who knows? I was an adopted kid. Who knows? That's where my brain went. But overall, yeah, a really solid film. I'm going to be thinking about it for a couple of days. Giving it a rating, I don't really feel like it's fair to give it a rating right now because I'm sitting on a 7, but I know in my heart that it's going to go higher. Like, I just need to sit on it, think about it, and watch it again. But overall, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. The theater I was with, a lot of mothers and their sons, and a couple older fellas with their kid. So yeah, a lot of children in the theater, which was really cool. So I'm sure they would love this if this was their real first introduction to the character of Superman. Yeah, I'm sure they would have really dug it. But it was really cool. I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to watch it again. I might even do a Superman rewatch reaction for my other channel, just to soak my brains in it and kind of, enjoy the film again for what it is. Anyway, guys, please tell me if you've seen the film. Tell me what you thought about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.